What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79, guys. Today I'm coming to you with my latest market watch for speed duels. Alright, it's been a month since the last one, and I can tell you right now, there's been some interesting ups and downs with several cards. Alright, but before we get started, Trials of the Kingdom, the next speed duel booster set does drop early December. We hit 5th in the OTS stores, 6th everywhere else. Okay. Coolest thing about it is that we are getting a sneak peek event for this set. It's going to be more of a sealed play style event where you get your entry packs and you build your decks out of the entry packs you get. You're also going to be getting to choose one of 4 different new skill cards to utilize. I got a feeling these are probably going to be the only skill cards you're going to be allowed to use, so you can probably get all 4. Hopefully, cross my fingers. Don't quote me on that, but still, hopefully you get all 4 and you just use them at the event. All right, so it's not bad. And I like the fact that Konami's starting to put more weight behind the speed duel format, giving them their sneak peeks. I know they've gotten a couple OTS days as well. Hopefully, within the next year, we might be seeing their own tournament series. So fingers crossed about that. Okay. But without further ado, we're going to jump right into this. I know that the tournament scene would definitely help the secondary market a lot. Okay. So first card out of the Ultimate Predator starter decks is going to be Heatwave. This is the most expensive card out of the set. It's even though it's a common, it's definitely worth picking up. Even if you picked up 3 copies of the decks, definitely worth to pick up an extra play set of this, just because of what it can do. It holds your opponent down for a turn, so you really don't have to worry about your opponent's effect monsters really going off. And being able to delay your opponent is something very useful. All right. Okay. Double Evolution Pool. This is another card that's actually been out of the Scars of Battle booster set, and this has actually kind of been on the rise lately. In place of your draw phase, you pay 1,500 life points, and you're banishing a Dino and a non-Dino monster from your hand and or graveyard, and you get to special summon 1 level 7 or higher Dino monster from your hand or deck. Ignoring summoning conditions. Alright, it does take up your normal draw, but it does get you your big bait stick on the field a little bit faster. This has actually been coming up recently. You can see 277 holding at the cheapest. We got the split down here, $3.63 and $4. Definitely worth picking up a copy. I am looking into developing a deck around this card. I think there's definitely some interesting uses for the particular strategy. All right, eradicating Aerosol from the Ultimate Predators deck. Best 4 I made in the game, primarily because it combos well with Hidden Parasite, which is something that you can use. It's called you can use twice per duel, which is pretty cool. So you can potentially get 2 board wipes, wiping out all insect monsters on the field. Pretty interesting combo strategy. If you watch the anime, you can easily just destroy Pinch Hopper to get out your Insect Queen. All right, which is very interesting. Which is a very cool power play for that particular type of deck. All right. A lot of people like to keep these in their side decks for speed duels. Definitely worth picking up. All right, Jar Virus. Okay, prices have kind of been coming down on this, but so if you're looking to invest now, probably be the time since 83 cents. It is kind of on the cheap side. Target 5 cards in your graveyard except for Jar of Harvest, and then shuffle all 5 into your deck and draw a card. Being able to recur your resources does give speed duel decks a little bit more longevity. And I can tell you right now, it does help a lot of decks in the long run. Alright, so right now it's topping at about $1, but 83 cents is the lowest, so definitely consider picking up this card. Troop Dragon. Oof. Like I say, Scars of Battle was a pretty interesting set, and it gave us this one floral monster, the Scars of Troop of Battle, and sent to the graveyard, special summon another Troop Dragon from your deck, so you will always have Tribute Fodder. I mean, if we can get more good level 5, level 6 monsters that we can easily get out, I think we can actually see more of a Tribute Summon deck with this guy. Maybe he has a bit of an engine in it, so it's not bad. Definitely on the rise. Last month, I think it was in the 40-cent range. Now it's up to 55. So definitely worth picking up your playset now. The Kochi, the Battle Enchanted Locomotive, oh, Machine type monster, flip and flex. So even if your opponent does hit you with Heatwave, you can always hit this guy face down, flip him face up, and you get to draw a card, which is actually pretty good. It's good consistency booster. This card was in the 280s last month, and lowest now is at 349. So definitely, if you're looking to move them, might be the time to move them. If you're looking to invest, you might want to wait. All right. Nightbeam. Oh, back row hate was pretty awesome with this thing. Last month this was actually over $10 at the lowest. As you can see, the market price is still $10. Median's about $9.90. All right, the cheapest, like I said, is about $8.46. But right now you can see it can vary by at least $1. So just be careful. Mask of Darkness. Oh man, Mask of Darkness being able to flip another monster that can get you trap cards back to you from your graveyard to your hand, which is pretty cool. Okay, $1.92. This was actually over $2 last month. Did you see a lot of the stuff? Its price is coming down. Definitely take a look at investing in cheaper copies to get your playset. Metalmorph. This is an interesting trap card. I mean, basically it equips, and I got a feeling a lot of the equipped trap cards are definitely going to be big, especially considering that we have the Cocoon of Ultra Evolution skill card coming out in the next set, which will turn any equipped insect from either side of the field into perfectly ultimate Great Moth. So cards like Metalmorph and probably even Kunai with Chain, I can actually see them actually increasing in price once that new set drops. All right. This is something that I definitely would strongly suggest investing in. It's a pretty interesting effect. Power boost by 300 attack and defense, and if it attacks, it gains attack equal to the half of the attack target. So it makes dealing with higher level, stronger monsters such as Blue Eyes a lot easier. Blade Knight's been on the increase lately. So if you're looking to move them now. But be honest, playing shorthanded in speed duels, that happens a lot, and pushing this guy up by 400 attack, pretty damn good, especially for a level 4. All right, and if you want to cap in the ability to deal with flip effect monsters, yeah, definitely something to invest in. Magician of Faith, almost at $4 here. Flip to get your spells back, which is actually pretty cool. We can see here it's the higher levels are $5. The lowers are actually $3.71, but it's not bad. Ship. This is something that's kind of been on the downside. It's a shame. I think a lot of people are just putting it into water attribute decks, basically, but it's splashable in almost any deck, and basically, destroyed by battle, you basically pop the monster that destroyed it. So it's a one for one and makes your opponents feel, which is not bad. Almost over $2 is coming down, so now is probably the good time to actually invest in this card if you already have it. It's my lucky day. This was over $1 last month. It's holding around 99 cents. My lucky day definitely pairs in with things like Time Wizard and Dicefoon. Typically, it's more of a side deck option, but ultimately being able to decide the result of a die roll or a coin flip, definitely very useful. All right, Forceful Checkpoint. No, I can tell you right now, almost every player in this game, whether you play the advanced format or speed duels, gives you the ability to see your opponent's cards and gives you that information. It's always a very powerful card. Forceful Checkpoint is on decline right now, so it's good time to invest. Okay. When an opponent's monster negate attack, look at your opponent's hand. If it's a monster, you get to negate the attack and then discard one monster out of their hand. So, yeah. Zambina was just above about around $2.50 last month. It's over $3.30 now, which is actually pretty good. She's on the rise. She's allows you to target one level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard, except for herself, and then special summon it to your field, which is actually pretty cool. She replaces herself. Very good toolbox card to actually have. Tech wise, all right. So if you haven't invested in it, look to get some copies now. All right. Plus tornado, back row hate increased a little bit. This was actually $4, an upper $4 range as well, so not bad. Target one spell and trap card you control, destroy, and then you can set one spell and trap from your hand, so you can keep that field going, which is pretty good. I can tell you right now, it's kind of slow, but then speed duels aren't exactly very fast paced duels like a lot of the advanced format decks we have here. Michizuri, this is a card that's dropped off a lot in the last month. At $2.70, it was just over $5 last month. So definitely, if you're looking to get this card, move on it now. It's definitely worth the investment. When a monster is sent from the field to your graveyard, even during the damage step, you can target one monster in the field and destroy it. So even if you're tributing off a monster, you could pop one of your opponent's card, keeping yourself in good field advantage. All right. Twister was just over $2, so it's decreased since then, primarily because you're paying life points to pop back row when you have things like Nightbeam, which doesn't do that, and even Dust Tornado, which even if it's the set to get to pop. So I can see that the reason why this is on the decrease. With a lot of the skill cards requiring a heavy skill investments, this card's probably not going to be seeing that much more play. Sphere Kuriboh. This was actually in the $12 range last month. It's actually come up. All right, it's the only hand trap in the game. Basically, opponent monster declares their attack. You send this card to the hand of the graveyard, and it's basically changing the monster into defense mode, similar to that of Kunai with Chain, or even the security drone trap card as well. Okay. Where it really shines is it really shines in the relinquish decks, being able to use as a ritual material from your graveyard instead of on the field. Very awesome to have. Call the Haunted. Excuse me. This has been on the decrease as well, primarily because it doesn't really see that many play. And the primary reason is basically the activation. You have to draw one less card, which means instead of starting opening your hand with 3, you're opening with 2. And I think a lot of players kind of steer away from skills like this, primarily because you're starting at such a disadvantage. All right. Going with Chain, one of the better trap cards in this thing can activate one or both of these effects simultaneously, changing a monster that on your opponent's field that declares their attack into defense position, and then you're also powering up one of your own monsters by 500 attack. So, always a good thing to see. Windstorm, this is kind of fallen off a little bit as well in speed duels. Hopefully, this is not the start of a trend of where we're not going to be seeing trap cards in this game. Because trap cards are slow. I mean, this is a slower format, so it still has its uses. Changing battle positions or face-up monsters your opponent controls is actually pretty good. Forces your opponent to actually have to think carefully about what you have in your back row and play around with the battle positions of the monsters so they might still get an attack in. Okay. Golden Apples, this card was, I think, 50 cents last month and it's dropped off now. Primarily because you have to take battle damage while you're controlling little monsters. It does give you that life point damage back and gives you a monster with the same amount of attack and defense. So, yeah, but the thing about it is that this card really shines in decks that don't push out a lot of monsters or really need tribute fodder. So, I can see why this card has slacked off. Because there's a lot of other monsters in this game now that can actually provide engines for potential tribute summon decks. But all in all, these are the cards that you definitely should be keeping an eye out in speed duels. Guys, as always, take a closer look. Keep this in memory for December. We are getting this booster set, so this is going to be very fun. I can tell you right now, this should shake up the meta game in the speed duel format a little bit. I know Kakuna Ultra Evolution definitely is something that a lot of players are going to be eyeing since they're since perfectly ultimate great month decks are a thing in speed dolls. Alright? But guys, as always, like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe, enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Follow me on Twitter at ByStanderX79. Check out the description box below. Find an invite link to my Discord server. Join the conversation. We'd love to have you. And as always, guys, until next time, peace.